In this lecture, I would like to spread some light on the situation, the contemporary situations of the world economy. You know, the tariff tariffs are imposed by the U.S. Government. Whether these impositions of tariffs will bring recession in the world economy, and I would like to focus on this topic today. Well, since the middle of the 20th century, since middle of the 20th century, US has has been the leader, or you can say that greatest champion of the free trade system, and also is the US is the leader of the leader of the globalization. But now something happened, and that is the opposite of the 20th century. And after 2024, that in recent times, after Donald Trump, the president of USA, announced some tariffs on the import partners of US. That is the near about 60 countries, the import partners of USA, and there is a the carpet bombing. There is carpet bombing of free trade system, and it is and here is the problem. And near about 10% tariffs actually imposed all the countries that are exporting to USA. And USA, in India, if you consider, it is near about 27%, and for Vietnam it is 46%, and Mexico and Canada it is 25%. And the greatest tariffs, the biggest tariffs, tariffs are imposed on China, that is near about 145%. These things are very very crucial for the economic prosperity. If you have the understanding from the classical understanding of the recession, then there should be a slow economic growth, and also there is a inflation. If these two things at a time happen in an economy, then there will be recession. And the growth of GDP, that is it is mostly by the reduction in the consumption, and also as well as the investment is responsible for the slowdown of the economic growth. And due to the imposition of tariffs, the consumptions of the consumers will decline, and that reduce the consumption, and at the same time there is an uncertainty in the economy, and there is less investment in the economy. And and if there is a if a country imposes some tariff, then the price, the cost of the products will raise, and as a result there is a price hike and inflation. So that is the situation of stagflation. And if the government uses the contractionary monetary policy, then the situation will be worse. And this type of situation may happen now, because because the main thing what is happening is that US has imposed, or you can say there has been imposing some taxes, some tariffs on mainly the China. I am focusing on the two powerful two powerful economies, that is the USA and China are they have the controlling power, and you know there is a from China near about 546 billion dollar actually exporting from the end of the China to USA, and total demand by the consumers of the USA out of you can say that if the total demand is 6 and the one sixth amount of you can say the demand of the USA is fulfilled by the Chinese goods, and so here is a dependency of the US's consumer on Chinese goods. And on the other hand, the US only sells his goods near about $154 billion. So here is a trade deficit, and trade deficit. The USA has trade deficit almost from the trading partners. Most of the countries actually exporting more to the USA, and in compared to that, the USA export less. So there is a trade deficit, but there is a question. So from where the US gets the money? And the dominant character of the US dollar is the prime thing here, because if China sells its product in USA and gets dollar, and that dollar China actually does not convert into its own currency, but invest in US bonds, the treasury bond or other things, and as a result, there is a balance. There is a trade deficit, but on the other hand, there is a financial surplus. So financial surplus actually control the trade deficit, and in this way the US survives. So there is a relationship between the China and the US, and this relationship is crucial, and this relationship actually the main factor for the globalization of free trade system. But whether the country is developing or the developed, the globalization may damage that country. In the same way, the US has faced some problem from their especially the steel industries and manufacturing industries. They suffered a lot, and the Donald Trump's winning is behind these things. And if the actually Donald Trump's own the elections just for the domestic countries domestic industries survivals point of view. So he actually has been taking some steps just like you can say the increasing of tariffs. And this increasing of tariffs, and also there is a there is a also some tariffs imposed by the partners countries, and this actually hampers. And there is, you can say, the resource allocations are will not be efficient if there is a tariff and counter tariffs. So the economy will hamper. And from another point of view, that the US actually has the high capital per capita, and on the other hand low tariffs. And as a result, this country gives some opportunities to other countries for actually for increasing, for expanding the manufacturing sectors in their country. And that manufacturing sectors actually provides jobs, and the economy of those countries depend on this. And the second largest sector of the exporting sector of India is the jewelry sector, and that sector is mostly hampered, near about mostly hampered, and a lot of people may lose their jobs. And on the other hand, the seafood sectors also hampered. So there is a number of things, but in this way the economy will be hampered. And there should be some things, that from the Chinese point of view, that China actually from decade ago they took some other policies, so that there is a little chance, the chance of their dependency on US. And China actually searching other countries for their goods. And here I can say that the East Asian countries. And recently the China visited some countries like the Malaysia and Malaysia, Vietnam, and these countries, and for getting the markets of its product. So this type of networking is there, and to some extent reduce the power of the negative power of the tariffs. So, but you can say, from the India's point of view, India is suffering from narrowness of their manufacturing sector, and strong investment policy and industrial policy should be there. Otherwise the negative effects of tariffs in India will be very high. And if some policies loopholes are there, then the tariffs impact on the world economy may bring recession. So in this lecture, I have tried to spread some light on the impact of tariffs on the world economy, and how for recession will be there because of the impositions of tariffs by the US president. So That's all from my end today, and thank you for watching.